Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, grateful recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, leave the video a like, drop me a comment, and by all means, share with someone you might get something out of it. Happy Labor Day, everybody. Just another beautiful day, guys. I woke up, I actually slept in, because I tell you what, as much as I go to the gym and work out, I am sore from moving so much furniture all weekend. But you know what? It felt really good. Loving the new TV that I got yesterday. That thing is insane. And guys, all right, I'll share for a second. I just got a notification from a credit building service, which is Kickoff. For anybody interested, it's a great way to help rebuild your credit. If you're like I was in early recovery, my credit was absolutely deplorable. And it's something where you pay in, like $10 every month, and at the end of the year, it gets reported as a positive payment so long as you make them on time, and it gets reported as paying off a loan. Yet it's a savings account. So I just withdrew my $120 that I paid off over the year, and as a directly from that, my credit has improved by 165 points, guys, and it didn't cost me anything to do so. I just got my money back, which is that's amazing. But what that told me is, though I only have 8 months of sobriety, it's been 12 months since I started the journey to improve my situation in my life, and it's pretty amazing what I've managed to do in this last in the last year. So it's pretty cool, guys. The reading for today is titled "Real Values." We become able to make wise and loving decisions based on principles and ideals that have real value in our lives. Addiction gave us a certain set of values, principles we applied in our lives. You pushed me, one of those values told us, so I pushed back hard. It's mine was another value generated by our disease. Well, okay, maybe it wasn't mine to start with, but I like it, so I made it mine. Those values were hardly values at all, more like rationalizations, and they certainly didn't help us make wise and loving decisions. In fact, they served primarily to dig us deeper and deeper into the grave we had already been digging. Recovery gives us a strong dose of real values, the kind that help us live in harmony with ourselves and those around us. We place our faith not in ourselves, not in our family, and not in our community, but in our higher power. And in doing so, we secure enough to trust our community, our family, and even ourselves. We learn to be honest no matter what, and we learn to refrain from doing things we want to hide. We learn to accept responsibility for our actions. It's mine is replaced with a spirit of selflessness. These are the kind of values that help us to become responsible, productive part of life around us, rather than digging us deeper into a deep grave. That these values restore us to the world of the living. And then the affirmation is, just for today, I am grateful for the values I've developed. I am thankful for the ability they give me to make wise, loving decisions as a responsible, productive member of my community. There you go, right? I love these readings, guys, and I love the effects that I get from them. I love that I'm seen as a productive, responsible member of my community. I love the opportunities that I get to step up constantly. Being that I do, I'm a property manager for my friend Doug. We rent and actually a couple of my other customers rent all the college kids. So this was a very, very busy weekend. September 1st in Boston is a huge moving in and out weekend, which is why we scheduled that furniture giveaway this weekend, knowing full well that there's a lot of movement going on. People putting stuff out and picking stuff up everywhere, so we knew there'd be a lot of action. My buddy Jimmy posting it on the Reddit page was huge. We got to make a huge difference to a lot of people this weekend, and it felt really, really good. Never mind the 72-inch TV I got. And again, it was nice to sleep in this morning, but then I went out and I met a whole bunch of new tenants that were moving in. I organized stuff that was left behind. Fortunately, a lot of it was decent stuff, and the new people moving in wanted to keep it, so that was great. I was able to give away some more stuff. And I have a guy that does the trash for us, but again, he doesn't come by on the weekends, and trash was overflowing everywhere. Rats were starting to get into it, so I went and took care of all that. And then I went and took care of a couple service calls. And still made it home in time to, do some research, understand that my journey started a year ago. So it was literally a year ago that I started to pray Guys, that was the most powerful decision I've ever made in my life. Turning my will over to my higher power. Now, granted, it still took me, and you gotta understand, it's always progress, not perfection. I started praying just about a year ago now. It took me until just after Thanksgiving to finally make an honest effort to get off the drugs. And again, I went back and forth. I tried to detox in the home, damn near killed myself. Got into rehab on December 13th of last year. Came out of rehab on January 6th. Had that small slip, so I reset my sobriety date January 7th. And I've been clean and sober since. And God, what an amazing year I've had, guys. I'm 50 pounds heavier. I go to the gym 5 days a week. I eat healthy, no longer eating processed foods. I don't go and steal food. I don't go steal stupid shit at the Home Depot like I used to do. Guys, I was living an absolutely miserable existence and then blaming everybody else in the world for all my troubles. None of it was my fault, according to me, right? And now I'm able to honestly look back on it and realize that I was allowing a substance to be the only thing that mattered in my life. I walked away from every situation, literally everybody, guys. I cut my family out. I cut my ex-wife out. I cut the people that love me out. I cut my my former employer, that's now my best friend and my biggest customer. I cut him out. I was working for somebody that was, well, still is an active user, and is the bullshit that I had to do for him. Because again, in order to secure the drugs that I needed on a daily basis, I had to be at somebody's beck and call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I constantly had people coming at me for promises that I made that I didn't fulfill. He was just running me ragged because he knew he could, because he knew, he held the dollars out in front of my face. So I would basically do anything to secure the money, and then I'd turn around and gave every bit of it to one of 3 drug dealers, or whatever randoms would come and go. What an absolutely miserable existence, guys. No wonder I looked like hell. I mean, if you go back and look at my first video compared to what I look like now, it's shocking, the difference. And even that was after getting healthy for a month in rehab. Like, I was already on the up and up and on the comeback, but now, and things continue to get better. Because as I stabilized, I started to just dig deeper. I started to get introspective and realizing full well, and the most powerful decision I ever realized, and this goes right in with it, is the fact that I had to take full accountability for all the decisions. As much as that may have sounded overwhelming in the beginning, what that did for me, guys, is it gave me the power to change them. If you don't think you have control of something, how are you going to change it? You're just going to sit there and hope somebody does it for you. It's not going to happen, guys. Particularly when we're using drugs, we surround ourselves with people that are doing shitty things, either taking advantage of users or other users trying to take advantage of you as well, trying to get their next fix. It's not to say they're bad people, but they're just making poor decisions, and they're not going to look out for your best. Fortunately, I was given the gift of desperation, and I was given the insight to know that I had to walk away from every bit of it. I still do a little bit of work for my former boss, as he calls and begs, because I have a heart of gold. And I don't have the heart. He was there for me when I needed it, even though I was doing wrong, and he took full advantage. But I don't allow any of those situations into my life. I don't play any of his games. He actually called me. I was supposed to do a job for him last Wednesday. Called me on Friday morning and tried to put it on me that he blew me off. Again, blows me off constantly, and then calls complaining that things are a problem now. And I told him straight up, I'm like, well, they're a problem. They're your problem. They're not mine. I was available Wednesday. You were supposed to call me. Oh, I thought you were going to call me. And I told him for the umpteenth time, I'm not going to call you. I have work. I have my business. I'm slammed. If you want something from me, call me. If I want something from you, I'll call you. I don't want anything from you, so I don't call you. I'm not going to go out of my way. You're the only person I know that's still a fucking mess. I don't want anything to do with it. But I will help you out. But if you want help, you got to call me and ask. I'm not going to, what am I supposed to do? Just randomly call you for you to blow me off over and over and over again, get me stressed out, take from my resources? Like, I'll help anybody out, but if you're the one in the wrong, then you better be the one reaching out. I'm not going to go out of my way, because every time I do, it's a waste of my time, because 99% of the time you blow me off, as I block out time allotted for you, it's a waste of my time, then I got to scramble to fill it. Well, it's not a problem filling my time right now, because my services are in demand, and I'm thriving. So I let him know. And again, we'll see what happens tomorrow. I said, the next opportunity I'm going to have would be Tuesday morning. And because I told him I had this weekend going on, haven't heard anything. More than likely, I expect I won't hear from him tomorrow, but then he'll call me Wednesday or Thursday. Oh my God, I need this done. Well, again, you missed another scheduled date, so I'll give you the next opportunity I have to you. But I don't go out of my way. I don't free up any other time other than I have. Fortunately, I'm finishing up the biggest job, the three big jobs I've been doing, so I can start to take care of some of the smaller stuff that I have. Actually, I got other stuff coming in. I got a schedule, but I have a little bit of leeway in my schedule. I always leave a little leeway in my schedule because I do a lot of service work. So again, if he calls, I'll take care of it. But I'm not going to let it rent space in my head. Guys, I'm finally learning and applying real values to my life, and it's nothing short of shocking what we are capable of. What has transformed in my life in the last year, even though it's only been on the good side of clean for 8 months, is nothing short of miraculous because I invited God into my life. It was exactly 1 year ago I invited God into my life, asked Him to help me, and the help that I've received is literally nothing shy of a miracle. It is absolutely beautiful. I love my life today. I love the things that I do today. I love the response that I get constantly. I don't know how else to say it, guys, but any one of you can do this. You've got to do the right things, guys. And take these lessons to heart. Apply them to your life, however they may. If you do the work, things are going to get better. If you abstain from using drugs and alcohol, your life will improve. If you take it a step farther and you join a recovery group, work a recovery program, whether that's through a rehab, whether it's going to a halfway house if you have nowhere to stay, whether it's an IOP, intensive outpatient treatment, whether it's going to a group meeting like NA or NA, smart recovery, whatever your path may look like. But let it start with prayer. Let it start. Add meditation when you stabilize, when you get to that point. Get the help that you need, guys, whether it's a therapist, recovery coach, a recovery advisor. The epidemic of addiction and alcoholism is absolutely out of control today. And the only flip side of that, the good side of that, is there is enormous resources available. Everybody has the ability to overcome absolutely anything once you start putting your attention and taking positive action into that area. I mean, guys, I'm walking proof. There's a reason I get on here and share these videos every day, because they've literally changed and saved my life. I've gone from being somebody that was looked at. I mean, I'm embarrassed to say I've been sentenced to prison 15, 16 times. I've thrown 5 or 7, somewhere between 5 and 7 years of my life away, rotting in a cage. I spent 3.5, almost 4 years living homeless on the street in Boston, like winters, like sleeping in snowbanks. It's a wonder that I survived all that. But I truly believe that I did, because God knew eventually I would wake up and I would come around and I would dedicate my life to His service, which is exactly what I've done. And guys, in 12 months, I've gone from being tens of thousands in debt with a credit rating that wouldn't allow me to do anything. I immediately got shut down to everything. Now I'm getting car loans and credit card offers, and again, I don't take any of them because the only way I work my credit is savings accounts, Kickoff, Acorns, Chime Credit Building. Like, I do these things because it continues, and then I pay everything. As a matter of fact, I got another parking ticket. It's 2 parking tickets I've gotten this year, and I got that one on Wednesday. I paid that last night, well within the 30 days. I make sure I pay my things off, and here's the difference, guys. By doing so, I don't all right, I've got 3 bank accounts technically, and I do not pay an ATM fee. In this last year, I have paid 1 ATM fee where I was at a restaurant that didn't take cash and they had an ATM there, and I wasn't aware of it, so I said, okay, fine. I did, and I think it cost me $5. Guys, I used to pay, I wouldn't even want to know what I used to pay in ATM fees on any given month, because I just used whatever ATM was nearby so I could get my money for drugs. I've saved so much money this year. It's shocking. It has given me opportunities to take care of the things that I need to take care of, to literally put that entire life behind me. And I'm so incredibly grateful. As a matter of fact, when I came home this afternoon, I realized it's been a year. I went in, dropped to my knees, and said an extra prayer, just thanking God for answering my prayers, for hearing me, saving me, and giving me the opportunities that I have today. Because it's literally nothing short of miraculous what has occurred in my life and what continues to occur in my life. I am so incredibly grateful, and I live from that place of gratitude. I research for these videos every day. That keeps it in the forefront of my brain, so it keeps me going out and challenging myself to be the best version of me on a daily basis, and that has kept me actively trying to improve my life, and my life has improved in ways that I never thought would be humanly possible. If you told me this time last year that I'd be taking 2 classes at Harvard University on a scholarship to a recovery group, like, I would have literally bet my life against that being possible. If you told me that I'd be driving my truck, owning my business, having what I have in the bank, having any of the beauty that's in my life, the relationships that I have today, the fact that I'm being offered the opportunity to chair my Friday meeting for the next 3 months, none of these things would have been possible if I hadn't started praying, if I hadn't started being introspective, taking accountability for the actions that I was taking, changing those actions, and then just stepping up at every opportunity, trying to do the best I can for not only myself, but myself first, but then for those around me. Guys, being a productive, responsible member of my community has allowed me to love the person that I am today. And that's the most important thing at the end of the day, because you're not going to challenge yourself, and you're not going to do good if you don't love yourself and you don't love the life that you're living. I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm right where I need to be, on my way to where anything I want. And that's something I've never ever been able to say in my life. I truly believe anything I want, I can have. All I got to do is put my attention towards it today. That is a position of power I never thought humanly possible, and I'm so incredibly grateful for every opportunity I have, for doing these videos, the community I built here, my AA, my home group, the community I know there, my work friends, my service calls, the relationships I build with people I help off the street every day. It is absolutely amazing, and I love my life like I couldn't ever believe was possible. Guys, that's the lesson for today. Happy Labor Day. I hope everybody's having a fantastic holiday weekend. Please be safe. Please stay sober. Please be careful driving. Be careful celebrating. Guys, apply these values and make your life second to none. The more we do, the better we make the world around us. Always remember, guys, God loves you. I love you. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one.